Hello, and welcome to another Sims 2 tutorial. Today, I'm going to show you how to edit the Magic Subhood, the one with the secret witch lots, in The Sims 2. Before we jump into the 3-step process, let's talk about the things you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need SimPE. If you've never used SimPE before, don't worry, this is a very easy tutorial, and there's a link in the description below on where to download it. Second, you're going to need a mod by Chris Hatch called the Lot Cleaner. There's a link in the description below to download the Lot Cleaner. And although you don't have to, I recommend backing up your neighborhood. It doesn't take much extra time, and if nothing else, it gives you peace of mind. Let's jump in to step 1. Make sure your game is closed and open SimPE. Personally, I use version 0.72.1. If you have a different version, the interface may look slightly different, but all versions of SimPE look extremely similar. There's a link in the description to download various versions of SimPE, so you can find the version that works the best for you. Now, once you've loaded up SimPE, click on Tools, Neighborhood, Neighborhood Browser. Your neighborhood browser will list all the neighborhoods that are in your current game. Today, we're going to be working on my Let's Play neighborhood, LP Pleasant View. Select the neighborhood, and then on the right-hand side, under Options, click on the drop-down menu. And you'll see something called Suburb Magic. Click on that. So once you have your neighborhood selected and the suburb selected, click Open. Once you do this, in your resource tree, which is on the left-hand side, you're going to go down to the section that says ID number IDNO1 and click on that. Then, in the resource list, which is directly to the right, click on ID number. If you look at the neighborhood ID editor, you'll see a couple of things, but the most important thing is neighborhood type, and you'll see that it says suburb, which we saw when we chose this suburb in my Let's Play Pleasant View. Click on that and change it to downtown. It's important to note here that I have the Sims 2 Ultimate Collection. If you don't have all of the expansion packs, you may not see as many items in your drop-down list. Once you've switched the neighborhood type to downtown, you're going to click the Commit button. Mine is in the bottom right, however yours may be in the top right, depending on the version of SimPE that you're using. Click Commit. Whenever you commit a file, you'll see in the resource list that that resource becomes italicized. We can see that our file was successfully committed. Now, in the resource tree on the left-hand side, you're going to go to Lot Description, LTXT, and you'll see that there are 2 lots in this secret sub-neighborhood, the Fortress of Eternal Darkness and the Palace of Never-Ending Light. Since I'm going to be editing both of these, I'm going to do the same thing for both. I'm going to click on the Fortress of Eternal Darkness first, and then in the plugin view on the bottom, there's a lot of information. Don't worry about it. There's only one thing we need to click on here. There's a drop-down menu next to the words Lot Type that says Witches Hidden. If you click on that drop-down menu, you're going to change it to Community. And then you're going to click your Commit button. This time, mine is in the top right. So I'm going to click Commit. There's a pop-up that says Changes were committed. And now in the resource list, the Fortress of Eternal Darkness is italicized. I'm going to now click on the Palace of Never-Ending Light, the Lot Type drop-down, Community, Commit. Now it's time for us to save our commitments. So you can go to File, Save, and then exit SimPE. Now it's time to move on to Step 2. For Step 2, you're going to click on your main neighborhood, and you're going to load it up. Now you'll see that there's no downtown listed right here, so I can't load directly into the Magic Subhood. Don't worry about it. That's how it's supposed to be. Just load into your main neighborhood, and I'll show you what to do next. Once you're in your neighborhood, you'll see that in your downtown chooser, there's now a subhood called Magic. So go ahead and load the hidden Magic Subhood. Once you're in the subhood, you'll see the 2 specialty witch lots, the Fortress of Eternal Darkness and the Palace of Never-Ending Light. At this point, there are 3 things that you can do. You can enter the lot to edit it, you can bulldoze the lot so that you can build your own, or you can bulldoze the lot and place one that you've downloaded or built in another neighborhood. If you load into the lots to edit them or build your own, you'll already be in the lot. But if you bulldoze the lot and place a new one, like I'm about to show you, you'll need to enter the lot. You can't just stop by placing it. So let's bulldoze the Fortress of Eternal Darkness. And here is a Fortress of Eternal Darkness that I downloaded and I'm gonna place instead. I also downloaded a Palace of Neverending Light, so I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Now, whether you edited the existing lots, built your own, or placed one from your lots and houses bin, the next thing to do is load into the lot. Now, I downloaded this lot, but I'm gonna make a few minor edits. Now, no matter what edits you do to your game, there's one important thing. Each of the Secret Witch lots must have at least one Witch's Podium and one Witch's Cauldron. Make sure that you leave these items, at least one copy of them, on each of the lots. Once you have your lot the way that you want it, and you have at least one podium and one cauldron, save the game. Now go into your buy mode under Miscellaneous, and you can go to around $400 to find Chris Hatch's Lot Cleaner. Now personally, I only put the lot cleaner in my game when I'm going to use it, and then I take it out. It's too easy to click on it otherwise. So use the lot cleaner on this lot. All you have to do is click on it in your buy catalog. Do not place it on the ground. And definitely do not leave it on this lot. Once you have clicked on it in your buy catalog, save the game again. If you accidentally place the lot cleaner on the lot, I recommend exiting without saving, coming back to use the lot cleaner the appropriate way by just clicking on it in your buy catalog. It's important to note that since you've used the lot cleaner on this lot, the next time you send a sim to the changed lot, the game will lag. Don't worry about it. If your game lags, hangs, or pauses for a brief period of time, nothing is wrong. That's what's supposed to happen. Just be aware of it. It's time to exit and move on to step 3. With your game completely closed, open up SimPE again. In SimPE, go to Tools, Neighborhood Browser, select your neighborhood, and in the options under Neighborhood, now you're going to choose Downtown Magic and click Open. Now we're going to go to the ID number IDNO, click on ID number, and you're going to change the neighborhood type from downtown back to suburb. Click Commit, and then you're going to go to Lot Description, LTXT, and for each of your lots, I'm going to start with the Fortress of Eternal Darkness. You're going to change that lot type dropdown from Community to Witches Hidden. Be sure to click Commit. Do the same thing for both lots. Go to File, Save. Now you can exit SimPE and your secret magic sub neighborhood will be safely hidden again. And that's it. That's all it takes to edit the hidden witch lots. Remember, the first time you send a sim to these lots, there will be a little bit of lag in your game because we used the lot cleaner. If you found this tutorial helpful and would like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in another video very soon.